Hello, my name is Robert Dean Steele, and this is your daily Bible class. We have the parables of Jesus. We've been looking at the parables of Jesus, and this one is found in Matthew chapter 21, 33 and 34. He says, listen to this other parable. There was a landowner who planted a vineyard. He put a wall around it, dug a wine press, and then built a watchtower. Then he rented the vineyard out to some farmers and went away on a journey. When the harvest time approached, he sent his servants to the tenants to collect the fruit. The tenants seized his servants, beat one, killed another, and stoned the third. Then he sent other servants to them more than the first time, and the tenants treated them the same way. Last of all, he sent his son. They said, "They will respect my son." But when the tenants saw the son, they said to each other, "This is the heir. Let us come and kill him and take his inheritance." So they took him and threw him out of the vineyard and killed him. Therefore, when the owner of the vineyard comes, what do you think he's going to do to those tenants? "He will bring those wretches to the wretched end," they replied, "and he will rent the vineyard out to tenants who will give him the share of his crop at harvest time." And Jesus says, have you ever heard what was written in the scriptures? So here is this story about this landowner who builds a vineyard, a watchtower, and then rents it out to a bunch of tenants. But when it comes time to gather in the harvest, he wants his share. And the tenants treat all the servants that he sends, they either kill them, they either beat them, stone them. And so then he finally sends his son. And what do? They say, "He is the heir. Let us kill him, and we will get this vineyard and this watchtower." Jesus says, what do you think the landowner is going to do? Well, they said, obviously he's going to kill those wretches and then rent the vineyard out to other tenants who will be better at this. And Jesus was basically talking about his generation and our generation. You see, the tenants are the individuals who have been given the opportunity to have the very best. But what they've done is they've squandered it. They've looked at it as their own. And it was about the generation of that time. Jesus says, have you ever heard or read, "The stone that the builders rejected has become the capstone. The Lord has done this marvelous thing," he says, "in our eyes." This was, of course, a picture of Jesus Christ. And the fact that he was talking to those who had been given the responsibility of the kingdom of God. And they refused to acknowledge or to even let the kingdom of God be in their lives. They had been selfish. And they were given the wonderful opportunity of the prophets and of the scriptures of Moses, and they rejected them. And so God sends his only son, and what do? They end up killing him. This was a picture of what was going to happen in Jesus' future. Jesus knew that he was going to die. He knew what was going to happen. He knew the religious ideas behind it. He knew that Satan was behind false religion. He knew that Satan and those that followed him were going to take his life. He says, "Therefore the kingdom of God will be taken away from you and given to people who will produce its fruit. He who falls on this stone will be broken to pieces, but he whom it falls on will be crushed." What Jesus is saying is simply this: that which is righteous, that which is holy, will be offered to those who will be offered to everyone. But there are many who will reject it. And there'll be those who will see it for what it is, but still reject it because it doesn't work within their framework of how they see things. And Jesus said this: there is coming a stone, a capstone, and it will crush some, and those who fall on it will be crushed. What he's saying is simply this. He says, if you turn your life to Jesus Christ. Those things in your life that are destroying you, those things that are keeping you from righteousness and fruitfulness will be destroyed. And you will see those things destroyed in your life. And it will hurt at first, but then it will help you to have real fruitfulness. But the funny thing is, those who reject it, that same stone is going to crush them. It's going to destroy them. Jesus was trying to get across the fact that there is a sowing and reaping principle. If you sow to the Spirit, you reap to the Spirit. If you sow to the flesh, you reap to the flesh. That's what Jesus is saying. Don't reject the message. Don't be like those servants and those tenants. Be a follower of Jesus Christ. Accept Jesus Christ. And you'll find yourself not being like them. You'll find yourself worthy of the kingdom of God. My name's Robert Dean Steele. You have yourself a great and godly day.